In just 143 days, a promising managerial career crumbled. A coach celebrated for his vision was dismissed without warning. But this wasn't about poor results. This was about a club in chaos and a manager caught in the crossfire of an endless rebuild. What happened behind the scenes? Why did this project fall apart so quickly? This is the story of Liam Rosenior's sudden fall from grace. Welcome to Football News in the World. We explore the great stories and facts that shape clubs, careers, and the sport itself. Before we begin, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the truth behind the headlines. Chelsea Football Club entered 2024 in uncertainty. Under Roman Abramovich, the club had won 5 Premier League titles and numerous trophies. But when billionaire Todd Boehly took control in May 2022, everything changed. His vision was a radical, data-driven rebuild from the ground up. In less than 2 years, Chelsea spent over £600 million on transfers. Yet results on the pitch told a very different story. The club finished 12th in 2023-24. Supporters were frustrated, the board was under pressure, and something finally had to change. Liam Rosenior was appointed in May 2024. He was young, innovative, and had impressed at Hull City with his tactical acumen. After sacking Mauricio Pochettino, Chelsea turned to Rosenior. He arrived with fanfare, ready to manage world-class players and a massive budget. The 2024-25 season began with decent results, but inconsistency persisted. Tactical experiments didn't always translate onto the pitch. Behind the scenes, Todd Boehly and sporting director Dan Ashworth were under immense pressure. Patience was a luxury they couldn't afford. On September 29, 2024, after just 143 days, Chelsea announced Rosenior's departure. The statement spoke of mutual agreement, masking the truth. For Rosenior, the sacking was a hammer blow. He had been branded a failure before his blueprint even had time to take shape. How can a club justify this after just 143 days? Where was the strategy? Thanks for watching Football News in the World. Rosenior's dismissal wasn't simply about one manager's failure, it was symptomatic of a deeper dysfunction at Stamford Bridge. Todd Boehly's ownership model had promised to revolutionize Chelsea's approach to football. Instead, it had created an environment of perpetual chaos. The constant managerial changes meant that no coherent long-term strategy could take root. Players bought for one manager's system found themselves redundant under the next. The academy, supposed to be central to the new Chelsea, struggled because coaches and staff kept changing their methodologies. The very infrastructure that was supposed to provide stability became a source of instability. Each managerial departure carried financial and psychological costs. The club's reputation for professionalism was damaged. Potential managerial candidates grew hesitant about taking the Chelsea job, knowing they could be dismissed within months. Rosenior's sacking sent a message throughout world football. Chelsea was a club in crisis, despite its wealth and resources. It demonstrated that money alone cannot guarantee success. Without a clear philosophy and internal stability, even the biggest budgets can crumble. For Rosenior, the dismissal ended what could have been a significant career. At Hull City, he had proven himself capable of developing a team. At Chelsea, he was denied the chance to prove whether his methods could work. His reputation was determined by less than 5 months of football. The sacking also highlighted a dangerous trend, the weaponization of short-term thinking. Club owners make decisions based on immediate results rather than strategy. Todd Boehly inherited a club that had won the Champions League. Under Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea had been a well-oiled machine. Spending £600 million on young players without a clear tactical framework created chaos rather than improvement. The execution was fundamentally flawed. Boehly's background is in American sports business, but elite European football requires years of patience to build a sustainable model. While Rosenior was competent at championship level, the leap to a major club is significant. At Chelsea, he had no margin for error. This episode will have ripple effects. Every sacking chips away at credibility. Top managers and players made out joining an unstable organization. When the news broke, former managers and pundits were critical. Many questioned the wisdom of a change so early in the season. Hull City fans felt vindicated. They had lost a talented manager to Chelsea, and now Chelsea had discarded him, a bitter satisfaction for some. Rosenior's dismissal is a stark reminder that in the modern game, culture often eats strategy for breakfast. Chelsea remains a club searching for its soul. Chelsea supporters were divided. Some believed the change was necessary and hoped it would spark improvement. Others felt the constant churn was becoming embarrassing. The most thoughtful supporters recognized that the problem was systemic, that no manager could succeed. Todd Boehly faced significant criticism from media and analysts for his ownership model. Questions about his competence in football management began to circulate. Some wondered whether an American businessman, however successful in other ventures, was suited to owning one of England's most historic clubs. Within Chelsea, the sacking created considerable turbulence. Players who had been brought in under previous regimes now faced uncertainty. Staff members, coaches, analysts, fitness trainers faced their own uncertainty. Each managerial change brought potential replacements, disrupting the club's institutional knowledge. Young academy players found that the strategic direction kept changing. A promising player developed for one system might find themselves surplus under the next. Chelsea's brand as a serious, well-run institution took a hit. Historically, the club was associated with stability. Under Abramovich, he was ruthless but consistent. Under Boehly, the image became one of chaos and poor decision-making. Sponsorships and partnerships became slightly less prestigious when associated with a disorganized club. If you know any stories or little-known events that many are unaware of, write them in the comments. I may analyze your information. Do you have insider knowledge about Chelsea's boardroom? Share your stories below, and let's continue this conversation together. Liam Rosenior's dismissal after 143 days represents more than a sacking. It encapsulates the failures and broken promises of modern football ownership. The problem wasn't the manager. The problem was a structure built on impatience, short-term thinking, and a misunderstanding of elite football operations. What is the point of a 50-year plan when you fire managers every 143 days? What is the point of spending without patience? Chelsea's case suggests that resources alone are never enough. Strategy, patience, humility, and internal coherence matter more than a massive transfer budget. The question now is, will Chelsea learn? Or will the cycle simply repeat? Another manager, another brief honeymoon, another dismissal? What do you think? Was Rosenior given a fair chance? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. This is the human drama we love.